Hello students, in this video lecture we are going to continue with part 2 of the same chapter, that is the Midnight Visitor. Okay, and we're going to start off from here, from this paragraph out here. But before we read, after we are done with this part, we'll make sure that we are able to answer these questions. How has Max got in? How does Ozbil say he got in? Okay, starting off, Max. Okay, a quick revision of where we left yesterday. Max was in the room, or I would rather say Max was in Ozbil's room, and as Ozbil entered his room, he saw Max, and he was halfway or midway across the room with a pistol in his hand, all ready to shoot, as you can see in the picture. And now we are introduced to Max and his appearance. So please underline, Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty pointed countenance means resemblance of a fox. Resemblance or appearance of a fox. He looked, or his face appeared or resembled like that of a fox. And there was about him, aside from the gun, nothing specially, that is, menacing. Menacing means scary. Okay, menacing means scary. Okay, so there was nothing apart from the gun that was scary about him. Only the gun that he was holding was a bit scary. Apart from that, everything was quite a lot fine. The report, he murmured. Murmured means spoke softly. The report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you. It would be safer in my hand than in yours. So report, remember in the first part he said that I got a call about something. So that was the report that he's talking about. So he said that I want that report, and I came to know that report is about some new missiles. And then he said that I would keep it with me and the report would remain safer in my hand than in yours. Ozbil moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it, he said grimly. Grimly means firmly. He said that I'm going to raise the devil means I'm going to fight like a devil with the management this time. This is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through the nuisance of the balcony. Fowler's eyes went through the single window of the room. If it was an ordinary window against which now the night was pressing black. So now he said that this is the second time it is happening with me. Ozbil is saying this out, saying that this is the second time that someone is breaking into my room using a window. Somebody sneaked into my room using a window, and this is completely nuisance. And I'm going to fight with the management. This time I'm going to fight and I'm going to shout like a devil. And then Fowler, remember the writer who was with him, his eyes went against the single window of the room. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was pressing blackly. So now against which it could be seen that it was completely black or completely dark outside. Balcony, Max said, raising inflation. Inflation means raising in kind of a surprise. No, a passkey. I do not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. So he said, no, I do not know anything about the balcony. I had a passkey and I entered your room using your door, not through the balcony. But if I had known that there was a balcony and through which I can sneak into your room, it would have saved me from a lot of trouble. It's not my balcony, Ozbil said with an extreme irritation. It belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. So he was talking and he was looking at Fowler. It was kind of appearing that he was explaining this thing to Fowler. Okay, but I would ask you to pay special attention to this term balcony, which is being repeated. So at the end you will realize, you will come to know why this term has been repeated many times and why explanation of the balcony has been given in such a wonderful manner. So Ozbil said with extreme irritation, it belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. You see, he said, this room used to be a part of a large unit, and the next room through the door there used to be the living room. It had the balcony which extends under my window. You can get onto it from the empty room 2 doors down. and somebody did that last week. The management promised to block it off, but they haven't. So he said that there is a balcony from which you can easily sneak into my room, and somebody even did that last time, and then after that I raised a request to the management to block it off, and even the management, they promised me to block it off, but they haven't blocked that way through the balcony. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ozible, and waved a gun with a commanding gesture. Commanding gesture means as if commanding, ordering someone something. "Please sit down," he said. "We have to wait for half an hour." And after that he said, "Please sit down, we have to wait for half an hour." 31 minutes, Ozible said moodily. "The appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew you learned about the report." Okay, we can come again. "I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max." The little spy smiled heavily. "And we wish we knew how your people got the report, but no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight." "What is that? Who's at the door?" So now they are there. They've been waiting for 30 minutes. Now it's a 31. Now they've been waiting for 30 minutes, and then now they are having this conversation, and he's asking, the Ozible is asking Max that how did he came to know about the report. And Max, he smiled like in an evil way, and he said that no problem, it hardly matters. I am worried, and I'm worried that how your people got the report, but anyways, no harm has been done. I will take that report from you. Report means that some secret document. Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Ozible just smiled. That will be the police," he said. "I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have little extra protection. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was right." Now, someone was knocking at the door, and Fowler, who was a writer, he was kind of scared, and he jumped when he heard the knocking at the door. So Ozible, he mentioned that there is nothing to be scared of. It must be police, because I've asked them to take a check on me, to come and check or take care of me every now and then, because I've got a really very important document with me, and it needs some extra protection. So therefore I've asked the police to help me out with this extra protection. Max bit his lip nervously. The knocking was repeated. Max bit his lip nervously. Now Max got nervous on hearing about the police. He was kind of scared. What to do now, Nicholas? "What will you do now?" Max Ozible asked. "If you don't answer the door, they will enter anyway. The door is unlocked, and they will not hesitate to shoot." Now Ozible is asking a question to Max. He says, "What are you going to do next? Because even if we don't open the door is unlocked, and they will break into the room. They'll break into the room anytime, and they will not at all hesitate to shoot." Max's face was black with anger as he backed swiftly towards the window. He swung a leg over the sill. "Send them away," he warned. "I will wait on the balcony. Send them away, or I'll shoot and take my chances." The knocking at the door became louder, and a voice raised, "Mr. Ozible, Mr. Ozible." So Max, now he thought that the only way of escaping is to go through the window to the balcony and wait there unless and until that police officer leaves. So therefore he said that I'm going to the balcony, and I'll wait there, and you do your business quickly with him, and after that I'm going to come. And if you delay, or if you take a lot of time, I'll take my chances, I'll shoot, and I'll not worry about the consequences, what the consequences will be. And the knock at the door became louder, and the person who was knocking, he started calling the name, "Mr. Ozible, Mr. Ozible." Keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his guest, the man at the window grasped the frame and with his free hand to support himself. Then he swung his other leg up and over the windowsill. So now he's over here. Now he's looking at them. You can see the picture out here. He's keeping these two person at his gunpoint, and he's looking. His complete focus is on these two people, and he is crossing this windowsill out here, this sort of a loft out here, okay, and he is holding the window frame with his free hand, and he kind of takes his first leg out, then he takes his second leg out, and then at last, okay, the doorknob turned swiftly. Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. And then as he dropped, he screamed once. Shrilly means extreme, loudly. Shrilly means loudly. So he screamed loudly. Okay, and he screamed for once, but he screamed very loud. Okay, now Max, remember Max had jumped, what we think, into the balcony. According to whatever we have read as of now, we have come to know that Max had jumped into the onto the balcony, and then we also heard a scream. The door opened. The waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle, and 2 glasses. And who was there at the door? It was not the police. It was the waiter. "Here's the drinks you ordered when you returned," he said. Set the tray on the table, deftly unlocked the bottle or uncorked the bottle, and left the room. And he uncorked the bottle and then he left the room. White-faced Fowler stared at him, but he stammered, "The police." And the white-faced man, he still thought that he was probably expecting police. Okay, there was no police audible sight, only Henry, whom I was expecting. So he said that there was no police. I wasn't expecting anyone. I was expecting only this man with this drinks. But won't the man out on the balcony? So he's saying that, but won't that man out in the balcony, he would come up and he'll probably shoot both of us, and he'll take that important paper with him? "No," said Oswald. "He won't return." So Oswald was quite confident. He said, "No, the man who you think is in the balcony won't return back, because you see, my friend, there is no balcony." So there was no balcony. This entire story about the balcony was made to fool Max out, so that both of them could be saved, and that important piece of paper could also be saved from going into the hands of Max. So therefore there wasn't a balcony, and remember, Oswald's room was in the top floor of the hotel, so therefore this person, or this spy Max, would have had a really hard time. So this was it. So this much for this time, and then we will meet the online class tomorrow.